And maybe that might do it. Let's see if that'll get us live. I'm hearing my voice now. We are pretty dark right now. We're getting audio out, but we are looking pretty dark right now. So I'm gonna go try to bump up our look and see what's going on here for a second, guys. We'll cut this out of the restream, but this is the live stream right now of the new FBI footage, 1 a.m. tonight. We're going to do this. We're going to try to find the fucking killer of Charlie Kirk live on the air. Stick with me in a minute here, and I'll be back with you. I'm going to bump up the contrast on this visual so that you can see my face. I don't know what's going on. That looks good. How's that? How's that working for everybody? That looks pretty beautiful. Let's see how I look once I get back on the screen. I really should just turn on the preview window, but I don't like it. I don't like the preview window. Hey, how you doing? So yeah, I think we're good now. But I got one last thing that I got to do. I got to put in our chat the encouragement. Yo, chat, check us out. Like, be part of the chat. And in doing so, I will say, send in your chats, questions, what you want to know, what you know, links to sources, and anything else you want to talk about. I read all comments live on the air. Boom. Right there. Right there, motherfuckers. I do all comments live on the air. So make sure that when you drop in for your little doozy of a conversation with me, that you do so. Okay, wanted to make sure I was being heard. That you do so and that you chat with me. You let me know in the chat. We are only live on YouTube, only ever live on YouTube for right now. We're going to gain our audience. We're going to build a conversation with a community. And then from there, we will turn the knob and we will make it something better, so to speak. So we got, first up, we got new footage of the FBI, or the FBI dropping new footage of Charlie Kirk. I'm sorry. It is 1 a.m. I am a little tired right now. Let's see here. FBI, 2 hours ago. The FBI continues to work alongside our law enforcement partners to seek the justice in the murder of Charlie Kirk on the Utah Valley University on September 10th, 2025. We are releasing additional photos of a person of interest. Information about this development investigation can be found at this. Again, we did that earlier where it was like you could send in a tip. And on our last live stream, we found out that sending in a tip actually doesn't mean fucking shit. Like, you actually, it was just timing out. I just sent the link to the tweet by the FBI of the new photos that I'm looking at right now, guys. And let's see here. Alternative photos. Okay. So interesting. I mean, I know the photo that I was looking at earlier was AI enhancement. So to recap, let's pull back the curtain on everything that has happened so far, while we let the stream kind of open up, and then from there I can explain what is going on with all of the AI and images regarding finding the killer. And also I can let you know that the point of our stream, the point of my movement is to be an impartial figure in the middle, to be, the last house on the left, to be the Karens in the room, to be the women investigating the live murder of a person, a human being. I think that a lot of Republicans have been duped into a FBI-led psyop that blames a left-wing radical transgender killer. And I think that a lot of the left is still trying to deal with the moral issue of like winning and like, oh, like we win, like he died, so we win, right? And it's like, are you soulless? Are you just on SSRIs? Are you the devil incarnate? Nobody really knows, but the left is dying deeper and deeper every day. And so it's hard because, like, you don't want to say things live on the air like the left, because the whole purpose is like, you don't want to be right wing. And like, I'm not right wing, but at the same time, I definitely am not these crazies that are glorifying killing Charlie Kirk. So that first tweet that I sent out in the chat, you can follow along, hopefully in the future, as I start doing this every day and picking it up. We will be streaming live on Rumble, Twitter, and YouTube. Right now, we're just trying to build that audience on YouTube. So again, check out the chat, send in your chats, let me know. What do you think? What's going on? What do you need a recap on? What do you need an understanding of? I've been following along since the second that this occurred, and I am here to try to give you as much information as I possibly can, and as much updates and detail about the actual killer, and the actual assassin of Charlie Kirk, because I'm not a right-wing podcaster that I like either idealize like and love Charlie Kirk or enraptured, etc., or am part of the FBI psyop that I will explain in a minute. So to recap our first stream, what we discovered about the Charlie Kirk murder. Charlie Kirk was shot in the throat, jugular, boom, fucking dead. Blood splurting everywhere. We get it. All that shit. But at the same time, while that happened, there was already speculation over the shot itself. There are two different things. One, the footage shows that there might be a ricochet of him wearing a bulletproof vest and then it ricocheting up and into his jugular. Okay. So the bullet may have traveled, hit a actual bulletproof vest, ricocheted, and come up. The other video from inside the tent that we have to do analysis on or have looked at or seen is the two security guards behind him. And I am not going to live or die on this train, nor am I going to even go deep down it, which is to say that people are claiming, and as in people, I mean, look, the state of Utah has said that Russia, China, and foreign adversaries have tried to build psyops to try to divide us and fight with each other, and that we should take the words of Charlie Kirk and to love with their families and take a break from social media. I think what they're kind of inferring to without inferring to it, because they can't really infer to it, because if they infer to it, then they're giving it more fuel to the fire, is the fact that there's a lot of the conversation out there right now claiming that the two bodyguards behind Charlie Kirk were doing some sort of messaging with their hands. And that's, to me, it's very dismissive. It's very easily debunked. It's not something, it's not a rabbit hole I want to live on. And also, when you look at a lot of the Charlie Kirk situation, he was an advocate, a supporter of Israel, and any kind of weird editorial cut trying to make him be a martyr towards Israel or be murdered by Israel or turn on Israel. I think that might be what the whole like Utah State Police like foreign adversary situation might be talking about. Because if you look at those situations, you look at those Instagram accounts, etc., those accounts have a problem with building these like weird, deeply conspiratorial situations in which the security guards behind Charlie Kirk like signal for him to be executed. It's a weird theory. It's not one that has much merit, and I don't want to spend much time on it because of that. That's the situation inside the tent so far. Okay. Then we have this situation outside the tent before we actually get to the shooter. The situation outside the tent is there are two videos. Well, one video and one situation. A person of interest. Our first of two people of interest by the FBI. Person of interest number one. He screams, I shot him, in the middle of the lawn. He was clearly way too close to Charlie Kirk to have had a gun or actually caused a threat in any manner. However, after Charlie was shot, he screamed out and pleaded with security on site that he actually had shot Charlie Kirk, leading to his own arrest. And the conclusion of this is clear because later when he's being drug out, he's screaming about his First Amendment right to free speech, i.e., Luigiing himself into this situation by implying that he was one of the killers or that we are all the killers. We replicate, we multiply, all of that bullshit. That was the first diversion. That was the first person on the ground, person of interest. Remember the word person of interest, people, because the words really matter when we start talking about our FBI director and why he's a retard. Okay. Person of interest number one, he's arrested. He's claiming that he shot Charlie Kirk, but clearly identifiable as someone who did not shoot Charlie Kirk. There's also a second video of a man lifting his hands up in praise when Charlie Kirk has been shot dead. That video is going viral, as well as a tweet from an account glorifying that something might happen to Charlie Kirk. The tweet is attached to a Twitter profile that's trying to garner attention from this situation and dupe you into a meme coin. So that's where that goes. And as far as the surfer dude that's cheering on Charlie Kirk, I don't know what his issue is, but it's the same situation as the black man that after the fact walked past the gate and stole some hats after Charlie had been escorted out of the area. They are, just provocateurs in the mayhem. We don't really need to pay attention to what they're doing because what they're doing doesn't matter in finding out who the killer of Charlie Kirk is, which is what we're actually after at the end of the day. Okay. Diversion number one, we saw him. We saw the video guy where he was, lifting his hands in praise. We have diversion number two. Okay, diversion number two is outside. He's in a parking lot. He's got a gun. 5 officers, Utah officers, arrest this man, okay? When they arrest this man, there is a pedestrian across the street filming this man being arrested. They see the gun while filming this. They release this on Twitter. When this is released on Twitter, it takes less than 30 seconds for Twitter to identify that this gun is in fact a pellet gun. And that a pellet gun is not a real gun. So there goes that, right? So we have diversion number 2, guy in parking lot with a pellet gun. Diversion number 1, old man screaming that he did it, but he's in the lawn. He clearly couldn't have done it. We also have the after the effect video of man praising it and video of black man going underneath the, rope-a-dopes and stealing some hats. Okay. All of that aside, let's look at what's reality. The first thing that we saw was that Meet Kevin had released a video on YouTube. This is a real estate agent turned YouTube streamer who, at the time of the assassination, was streaming to his audience and went down an investigative rabbit hole of where the shooter was, leading me, who was watching this at the time, to understand and believe and figure out that the guy in the lawn was the diversion. The guy in the lawn that was the diversion, that was a, quote, person of interest, was declared to be a suspect. The suspect had been apprehended, according to the head of the FBI, Kash Patel. The suspect had been apprehended. 2 hours later, the head of the FBI lets us know that person of interest had been let go. This is where I have to you guys gotta, this is basic elementary level law education. And if you don't understand any of this, I urge you, I deeply urge you at this time and at this deeply weird 9/11, 1960s, Martin Luther King, RFK, people being shot, crazy shit time. Go and watch Jordan Is My Lawyer. Go and watch Unbiased Politics as a podcast, because there are very few independents out there that are very motivated to be very genuine right now, and she is clearly one of them. And she was a law student or lawyer herself who clearly guided me in this situation, which is, there is a deep difference in a person of interest and a suspect. A suspect is somebody that may be involved in the actual murder. A person of interest is somebody that may have saw something, somebody that claimed something, etc. So for Kash Patel to lead us down a rabbit hole where he, as the head of the FBI, claims that a person of interest, he's been delivered that person of interest. And I double checked this with my grandfather, who was the chief of police in a very small town, and, a patrol sheriff out in the streets in the 80s and 90s in Illinois, in Kendall County. And he laughed. He agreed as well. I said, you clearly know the difference between a person of interest and a suspect, right? And he laughed and he said, yes, of course. Obviously we do. And that's the problem with this situation, is that a person of interest, that blanket statement, this crazy person screaming out loud in the lawn that he clearly shot Charlie Kirk when he clearly didn't and was arrested for it, as well as a man with a pellet gun in the parking lot, person of interest, are being claimed by the head of the FBI to be the actual suspect in custody after the assassination of Charlie Kirk. This is the first of multiple mess-ups by Kash Patel that lead us to where we're about to go, people. Okay, so to recap, we got guy on the lawn, said he did it, clearly didn't do it. We got weird surfer dude. He was seen in a video cheering, but he was also in the lawn. There's another controversial video of a black man stealing a hat of Charlie Kirk's after Charlie Kirk has left that situation. There's a man in the parking lot with a pellet gun who is being arrested by 5 officers. And there is a world of the internet that is now speculating that if there is this much going on, something deeper, something weirder must be going on. And that's where I have to chip in. As somebody that's been to these types of events, and I have never been to a Charlie Kirk event, but I have experienced multiple political events on college campuses, and I've also firsthand seen and been part of, both in media as well as just myself, different Trump rallies. This has like a flea market, weird, like hippie type vibe to it for the most part. But with the conservative college bend to it, it seems like it might have been more of just like an event with Charlie Kirk at it. But if we are to lead to the rally effect, when Trump does these rallies, they're like a flea market. There's guns being sold out of the backs of cars. That's wild. I don't know what that is, guys. Let's hope that stops. I think that was just the battery. Is it going to just keep going? Well, like right now? That's a very weird thing to be happening to me in a building like this at 1:30 on a Friday. All right, we're good? My dog's looking at me like, what is going on? Dude, I don't know what's going on. That was a little wild. I'm in a commercial apartment complex in Austin, Texas. So there's a lot more implemented control over like my alarm systems and carbon dioxide and fire alarms than like I'm used to. It's not a house. So we want to get conspiratorial. Somebody could turn something on here. Let's get back to it real quick here. So again, I want to reevaluate or re-encourage everybody. If you are following along, if you are watching this stream right now, drop the chats. What do you want to know? What do you know? What tips can you send in? Any hot links? Anything? Drop it. Let's have the conversation. I read all chats out loud in the stream as we go, so it becomes a conversation. So now that we got some people in the live stream at 1:44 on a Friday, we're bumping into Friday here, in our new version of the 1960s, since everybody's getting assassinated. Drop that chat and let's start having the conversation. But with that said, I can't even remember where I was here. Let's recap real quick. Guy in the lawn claims he did it, clearly didn't do it. Weird, controversial videos that people are upset about. Man glorifying it, looks like a surfer dude, clearly in the lawn, doesn't matter. Guy goes over the rope after Charlie Kirk has been pulled out to take some hats. Again, besides the racial profiling of him being black and stealing hats, does not really matter. And then there's the guy in the parking lot with a pellet gun. Again, now that we know it's just a pellet gun, does not matter. And now we are focused on the real shooter. And the situation with Kash Patel, which is that Kash Patel is sitting here telling the American people that a person of interest, a person that, oh, I shot him, or, oh, he might have seen something, is the same thing as a suspect. And that we apprehended a suspect. And this is the buffoonery that we are left with, people. And if I have my phone here, I think we're going to try to do this, because I was going to try to do this as a whole segment. But the one that I got to show you guys is the one of this black woman just roasting the fuck out of Charlie Kirk because it's so real. It's so honest. It's so not even black or white. Okay. Let's see.
So with this Charlie Kirk situation, I started thinking about how they can't find the shooter and how Kash Patel is the director of the FBI, and it's a glaring display of incompetence. But because he kissed Donald Trump's ass, he was put in that position. And so then my ADHD thoughts made me started thinking about how a lot of these people who are not white but propagate whiteness and cozy up to it in these political and high-ranking positions, how they often deny parts of their identity, like Ted Cruz. Your name is Raphael, but he don't want you to know he got a Hispanic sounding name, so he goes by Ted. And I was like, there's no way Kash Patel is this man's real name, because Kash Patel sounds cool. So I looked it up. Now, I'm not the best with name pronunciations, but is this nigga named Cash App? Is his name Cash App? So with this Charlie Kirk situation, I started.
So that's where we're at with the head of the motherfucking FBI. Is his name Cash App? Is his real name Cash App? God damn. The guy is a buffoon. He said a person of interest, was clearly a suspect. He led everybody astray. All of Charlie Kirk's supporters, all the people that knew him, Tim Pool, Steven Crowder, etc., they all went to bed last night thinking that the FBI had already contained the suspect in the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And then at 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. New York, last night, Kash Patel retweeted and quoted himself to let us all know person of interest was a person of interest, and he was not actually the person that we were after that actually killed. So again, it was an old guy in the lawn that yelled. We already saw that. We also already watched a video of Meet Kevin explaining that the guy was on the roof. It was in all black. He dipped out. He dropped off the roof. He blah, blah, blah. He ran away. So, God damn, man. It's crazy. So now we're here at night. Kash Patel finally letting the world know that they don't got him. They don't got him. I literally went to the dog park yesterday in Austin, Texas, last night, and I was like, yeah, you guys know they didn't catch him, right? And they're all like, they caught him, Alex. Like, oh, tinfoil hat much? What are you, Alex Jones? You crazy? Half an hour later, fucking head of the FBI is like, yeah, we don't have him. We don't have him. And then, now here's where shit gets a little wonky. I don't know how police are supposed to work, but I know how police should work in the 21st century, which is you should offer the public as much information as possible unless you have to contain the information so that us, the public, i.e. Twitter, can find out who actually murdered Charlie Kirk. Because we will. Because if you give us the information, 9 times out of 10, this is how true crime is solved in America these days. You give us the information, some Karen finds all the information out. They're like, this person actually, cracked this person's skull. The end, they're dead. They're like, oh my God, Sam Altman is actually a murderer. Tucker Carlson was totally right. That interview is crazy. And that's the truth. Like the interview of Tucker Carlson interviewing Sam Altman and Sam Altman clearly being a murderer is crazy. So you should go check that out after you're done with this. But where were we? So the day was over. We had figured out that basically all of these diversions had happened. There were these videos of like whether they were doing arm sleeve movements to, jihad him, or Israel was going to knock him out, or whatever the hell was going to happen. But none of that was really true. There were a bunch of crazies in the crowd and out in the parking lot that caused diversions. Whether those diversions were real and orchestrated or not did not really matter. Does not really matter. And then the Utah State Police last night told us that they had video footage of the assailant doing this that they weren't releasing at this time because they needed to keep it under wraps, and that they would send us the public photos if they needed more information, but they're trying to figure it out. Meanwhile, Kash Patel went on a tweeting spree of different 9/11 memoriam posts, as well as a 3-paragraph post on Twitter saying thank you to all the officers for such a great response to not finding the assassinate of fucking Charlie Kirk. Like, you didn't do anything. Good response to what? Everyone running out of an empty lawn at a college campus after a man bleeds out in front of his family? Congratulations, you did it. You did nothing. You did nothing, Kash Patel. Cash App. Cash App Patel. God, his goddamn name is really Cash App. That's fucking crazy. Again, just going to throw this out there. You got anything to say in the chat, throw that in the chat. Questions, concerns, thoughts, theories, links, conspiracies. Who built the pyramids? Is the water car really real? Give me it now, okay? And with that said, I will say this. Where were we at? Okay, so Mr. Crazy Kash Patel going on his 9/11 tweets, They finally, around noon today, release a few photos of this individual, okay? And this is where my first live stream came into effect. We were doing these photos, and we were looking at the photos on the live stream, and then somebody on Twitter decided to take the photos that were provided by the FBI and put them into AI and enhance them. I saw this enhanced photo, and I started trying to figure out what kind of weird logoed hat this man was wearing, or what the shirt really was in this enhanced photo. And then I find out through cross-examination, as well as the comment section of this post of this analyzation, that in enhancing the photo, the details that actually matter, the details of the suspect, the hat he was wearing, the shirt he was wearing, etc., were completely altered and changed. So now you have viral images enhanced of the FBI images that were released, and those enhanced images have changed and altered the logos of the hat that the suspect was wearing, of the shirt the suspect was wearing. And so we're in chaos. But before that live stream was done, we pulled up a more enhanced AI photo where they took the glasses off of the man for the assailant and with AI and showed this weird Asian dude that clearly did the crime that was on the subway or was in that photo or whatever. And so you're like, okay, AI ruined this photo, but now AI show me his full face. But is that his full face? Is that what his full face is going to look like when we pull him over? When we do our thing? When this happens? Is that what's going to happen here? I don't know. But if it happens here, I'm ready for it. Okay. So, to recap, 2 different people, one in the lawn, one in the parking lot, both persons of interest. FBI Kash Patel claims they're suspects, leads everybody astray for the entire night, but in reality, neither one were ever suspects. They were persons of interest. They were both released on their own cognizance. They were clearly crazies. Don't know who the person is. FBI at noon today releases photos. While I am out on the road having my day, about 4 p.m., 5 p.m., the FBI releases video of this man. And this is where we get into the new stuff, guys. So, I already sent out photos. There were these new enhanced photos that the FBI sent out. So, the FBI actually was like, you know what? You guys are fucking up with all your AI, so we're going to make the FBI do the AI for you. That's the link that's in the chat right now. x.com/FBI Salt Lake City. If you click on that first chat link, there's 3.5 million views on this September 11th. FBI continues to work alongside our law enforcement partners to seek justice in the murder of Charlie Kirk at the Utah Valley University on September 10th, 2025. We are releasing additional photos of the person of interest. Information about his developing investigation can be found at this, okay? And so these are these new photos. The photos start to build the actual theory of what he was really wearing. He has jeans on. He has Converse on with gray lining, a clear American flag t-shirt with a bald eagle in the center of it, all black, long sleeve, a catted hat, which is like, basically, it's a trucker hat from like here all the way to here. And the front bill is the same as this one. And then it goes down the same color. Both of those are light blue. And let's see, can we get a photo? We don't get of these 4 new photos, we do not get a new clear photo of what is on the center of the hat. Which is really of interest to me. And what's more interest to me is that we're already building speculation that, so there's this video of this guy that was one of Charlie Kirk's biggest videos that ever went viral, of this man yelling him with a blowhorn and being like, what says that I'm a left-wing person? Blah, 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 blah. And he was like yelling at him and arguing with him. There is somebody on Twitter right now that is posting that photo of that viral clip, one of the biggest viral clips that Charlie ever posted, up against the assailant and saying the assailant looks like him. Look at the hat he's wearing. However, here's my fucking issue already with the bullshit of this situation. This is the first photo that we're seeing of the assailant post photos of the new photos from the FBI, right? The new photos of the FBI show a perforated hat, a hat that is clearly perforated from like here all the way to here. And what I mean by that is it's netted, okay? So if you look at this hat, it literally has cloth lining all the way through it. All the way through. Like the whole hat is cloth, okay? What this hat is claiming in these new photos is that from the front bridge of this hat, like from this part moving forward, and this is a style of hat, that this is all netted. That this is all has holes in it. It is made with like a netted material. And so that the front of the hat just has the logo. And that is blue, or what seems to be blue based on like the blown up bright image. But again, like this might just be a bad security angle that makes it look like it's blue. So I'm not holding on the blue, but again, netted material on the hat, okay? And a stitched logo, and the logo is never shown full and center on any of these new enhanced photos, but it looks like it's a patch that has been placed in the middle of it. Almost like one of those like, you know, like cock fucking hats or whatever. But the thing with this is that once you go past these 4 photos of this hat, and you see the hat like that, each one of them, you're seeing the hat as though it's black and shaded, right? This photo, this lady in the comments comparing the killer to the first photos released by the FBI. The first photos released by the FBI, they show a man with a hat that is very similar to this one. It's there's no netting, and it is cloth all the way around, and that there is no logo. There's in fact all just one color hat, weird fully. So again, like, I don't know. It's very tough with AI what to speculate is being done and what is not being done. But that is something I am clearly seeing as a distinguishing situation here with who the killer is. Also, like, we're still going with like these 2 tweets from this clear meme coin and then this like possible transgender selfie. And they're now trying to put that transgender selfie up against this man who is clearly not the transgender selfie. It's tough. It's tough. If somebody you cared about died live on the air, you would do whatever you could too. You would say that the transgender and the person in the hat are the same person. And there is a resemblance to the nose and the lips and the mouth. But again, both of these people just look like fit individuals. I can't draw that conclusion to myself. And it is weird because so here is a so here's a community note in which that AI photo is being ridiculed, and it says, "Stop using this photo. The quote AI enhanced photo is misleading. AI does not restore missing details, it fabricates them. The result is not true representation of the person, but a inverted guess. Sharing such images risks misinforming viewers more about AI enhancement images." Yeah, that is really a big issue in this whole situation, is that the AI enhancement photos are actually taking away the details of what this person was wearing and what they were doing. And the new enhanced FBI photos, which is what they were really trying to give us because they want to make sure that we don't go the wrong way, those are distinguishing what the reality is, or what at least the FBI wants us to think is reality, which is this person's wearing a netted hat with a patched logo on the front of it, American flag t-shirt, all black other than the logo, long sleeve, black or blue jeans, and Converse with the glasses. The left or the right is going crazy trying to build the conception that it is some sort of transgender. I can't run with this. I don't see it. And the thing is that if you want me to, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it here. I'm gonna give you guys the next thing in the evidence pool, which is the video. But so 5 hours ago, the FBI has released a video of the shooter who murdered Charlie Kirk on University Valley University on September 10th, 2025. Following the shooting, the individual jumps from a rooftop and runs away from the location. Trace evidence collected from the rooftop includes shoe imprints, a forearm imprint, and a palm imprint. The shooter's weapon and ammunition were recovered from a wooded area near the university. Full video can be viewed here. Okay. So I'm going to tweet this to you guys. Not tweet it to you. I'm going to put it in the chat for you. There's no one even watching right now. But this FBI, the second chat, the new chat that I just put out there, that chat is going to give us this new FBI footage. Which, if I'm going to watch this all the way through, let's just watch this all the way through. I'm looking for him. I can't see. Oh, there he is. Okay. He walks across the roof. Again, Meet Kevin thought he was going down some staircase. I think there's a lot more logical conclusion to this, but yeah, again, he goes down there, falls down, drops down, goes down the grassy knoll, walks down. It's crazy. I mean, that's a 10, 20 foot, that's a 2-story building he just jumped down off of without even falling to the ground. Lands on his feet. Okay. From there, he walks across the lawn into the parking lot. There's a person leaving that parking lot. They clearly do not spot him. He starts to slow down, starts walking slower. He walks up to what appears to be it looked like a 3-lane highway. Like there's two lanes, one way the other way. And he started to try to jaywalk across it. So there's that. Is that the last thing they sent us? What's this fucking bullshit?
Hello, I'm Sid Patel, Special Agent in charge of the FBI Sacramento Field Office. I've asked a couple of exceptional leaders from our region to join me today.
Why are we trying to honor 9/11 when we don't know who killed fucking Charlie Kirk? Pretty crazy, isn't it? Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy to be like, all right, yeah, Charlie fucking Kirk. I don't know, guys. 2 a.m. Tough one. Jumped off the roof. There he is. That's the pinned video. That was 5 hours ago. 6 hours ago, they did the enhanced photos. 9 hours ago, read the latest press release. This is it. This is all we got. The FBI is releasing a video of the shooter of the Utah Valley shooting. The suspect is seen jumping from the rooftop of the building after the shooting. Around 12 p.m. Mountain Time on September 10th, 2025, the subject climbed up to the rooftop after he shot and killed Charlie Kirk. He jumped off and ran away. He left the gun and ammunition in a wooded area near the university. Trace evidence collected from the rooftop scene includes shoe imprints, a forearm imprint, and a palm print. Anyone with information in this case should call the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI or visit fbi.gov/Utah Valley shooting. So again, we tried in our last stream to go to the FBI/Utah Valley shooting and it just timed out. Let's see what it does this time. There it is. They're ready for us now. So I don't need to call them. They're ready for your tip either way. I got some speculations, some weird things to talk about before we go. Okay, so first, there is this situation where Steven Crowder this morning at about 7, 8 a.m. was given by an FBI ATF informant a document that went viral and became the situation with the Republican and conservative response ever since Charlie Kirk's death. This makes sense because why would the FBI not psyop Steven Crowder of any of them? The Prove Me Wrong is very close to the Change My Mind series of the Millennial. In these leaked documents by the ATF, it is speculated that the gun that they found in a wooded area is of the engraved with transgender ideology and anti-fascist beliefs. These statements, I corroborated this with my own grandfather who used to be a police officer. I said, if somebody wrote a statement like that where they said something that vague, would you believe them? And he said, no. I said, what should they be writing instead? And he said, exactly what was written on the gun. And that's exactly what I said. I said, you can't sit here, Tim Pool and Steven Crowder, and be duped by the FBI into being psyops for their game by talking about a document that hasn't been verified in which the FBI claims that the assailant had a gun with engravings of transgender ideology without explaining what that actual ideology is, what was actually engraved on the gun. That's what really matters here, is that real police officers, real police work, real situations, they're going to find that gun in a wooded area, which the wooded area is someone's backyard with 3 trees, by the way, guys. So everybody has a wooded area now. He literally hopped into a suburban area, apparently dropped the gun, and the wooded area they're talking about is the one lot in this new suburb complex in which there wasn't a house built yet. So, with that said, drops the gun. As soon as he drops the gun, he decides, I'm trying to follow what they're telling us here. So he drops this gun, and the gun that he dropped had a transgender ideology on it, but when you reported on the gun that you found, you didn't seem to need to write exactly what was on the gun. Instead, you wrote there was transgender ideology on it, and rather than just tuck that away in a neat little pocket, you also decided to release that and leak that to the one conservative podcast host that essentially is the American icon, the very first version of Charlie Kirk himself, Steven Crowder. So the Steven Crowder at 10 a.m. with 200,000 people watching, the same amount of live stream viewers he gets for the election. These people, all of them collectively, get to use this as the conservative voice movement moving forward, that some left-wing transgender crazy person shot up Charlie Kirk's event and killed him and silenced him for his political beliefs. I believe if you hire somebody like Kash Patel and you are Donald Trump, then I can say things like, you're Donald Trump. If you aren't responsible for Charlie Kirk's death, then who the fuck is? I think you killed him and made him a martyr for your cause. Prove me wrong, Donald Trump. Prove me wrong by having somebody other than Kash Patel actually investigate this situation, because if you keep doing what you're doing, you're never going to get any new voices. You're going to get exactly what you asked for, which is just dismissal. This is tough, guys. This is tough. Recapping all this, seeing all of this. Guy jumps off the building. I don't fucking know. I don't know what to say. That's what I should say. There were at least 10,000 witnesses to this situation And instead of any of them explaining to you what happened and giving you their firsthand accounts as quick as possible with FBI footage, the FBI held the security footage of this killer and had the head of the FBI claim that a person of interest that they knew wasn't the killer was actually the suspect in custody, so that no one thought about even communicating what happened to them on that day until it was too late for humans to actually feel or do anything. And with that said, I once again encourage you guys, make sure that you jump in that chat. You tell me what's going on. Tell me how you feel, what's happening. I read all chats out loud, live, on the air as we go through them. We have a full-on conversation. So be brave, be bold, be Charlie. We are all Charlie Kirk now. I mean, fundamentally, we are. Fundamentally, we are all Charlie Kirk. The person that said it best was the person that I connected with the most was Megyn Kelly, who communicated that Charlie Kirk was just a color commentator. He was just a guy commenting on politics. And what is anyone on the internet? What am I? What are you? What is this whole thing we're doing right now, other than exactly what Charlie Kirk was doing, except way less brave, because Charlie Kirk had the audacity to do it in a public square and get himself shot. So there is that. There's that part of it. With that said, we're about an hour in. Why don't we try to throw up some reels? Let's see what we can get here. I already gave you guys that black reel. Let's just go down the rabbit hole. We're going to go ahead and go for it. We're just going to go for the full right-wing propaganda reel of Alex Wagner. Well, first, I'm going to give you guys what I have seen today. Okay, so these are the tweets these are the reels that I loved today and made me feel good about everything that's happened in the world since Charlie Kirk's passing.
So I will concede that the odds at this point are not great, but the fact that there's still a 2% chance is kind of amazing when you think about it. So I will concede that the odds at this point are not great.
Being stabbed to death by a man with a lengthy criminal record on a train in North Carolina. Conservative commentator Charlie Kirk is dead after being shot while speaking at an outdoor university.
Okay, Jew. Okay, you fucking Jew. Fucking Jew from Israel. Silence. Anyway, all right. Let's reel that one in, all right? We can't. Okay, Jew. Fuck you.
Okay, so that one of Andrew Breitbart, I literally, I kept looking that one up. I look up Andrew Breitbart's, name on Twitter, and, that's the only thing I see is, you want to call us racist? You want to do us with this? You're weird, Andrew Thomas. Thanks. First comment of the night. You're weird. Thanks. Lot that I can do with that comment. You got anything else to say? How do you feel? Is Kash Patel a retard or is Kash Patel a retard? If Kash Patel is not a retard, holla twice. Holla twice with a super chat if Kash Patel is not a retard. But I hope more people throw in the chat. Come on. Be better than Mr. Andrew Thomas here with his first comment of the night. You're weird. That was boring. Anyway, on to the reality of the world, which is Andrew Breitbart. I don't know. I never saw him as anything real or reality or whatever. But then people act like they're Andrew Breitbart died after 2012 when he said that he was gonna do some shit about Obama and the 2012 election and this and that, and I don't fucking know what to believe anymore, people. I really don't. Because every single video of Andrew Breitbart is just this clip of him being Oh, you want to call us racist? Well, war. It's like, all right, cool. Imagine Dragon song behind you saying the word war. All right, cool. Like, but that's the only thing you see of Andrew Breitbart. So then you're like, is Andrew Breitbart real, or is this like just propaganda? Like, how do we find out how to be like real people? Okay, here's 9/11 footage.
Has just crashed into the World Trade Center here in New York City. It happened just a few moments ago. Apparently,
I'm so conflicted because I love people. Like, I love humanity in general, but in particular, I hate people. You know what I mean? Like, I see these videos of like people rescuing.
Donald Trump says he didn't know who Nick Fuentes was. Certainly now he knows who he is, and there's been not a single word.
I just think that we should let more people in because love thy neighbor, you know. You should love everyone equally. Everyone should have equal.
I got it, but it's okay, guys. But let me make a Christian argument, though. The entire book of Nehemiah is dedicated towards building a wall. You must have, it's called an order of love. So my Catholic friends, you're going to love this.
Ooh, this is a good one.
You're going to love this.
Yeah, damn fucking Charlie Kirk.
And it's one of Thomas Aquinas' most potent moral teachings, which is first, you are called to have a relationship with Christ. Then you must love your family. And if you don't have one of these things, you cannot do the next one. Then after you love your family and take care of your family, you love your community. Then you love your state, and then love your nation, and so on and so forth. We've done a very, very bad job of the ordered loves. In fact, I think we have not taken care of our neighbor as well at all. We have tons of vets in this country that are treated terribly.
Look, here's the thing, like with the fucking like I grew up in a very, very small town, USA. Genoa, Illinois, so to speak. And everyone around me that ever said where they were from, they said they were from Rockford, which is like a 250,000 populous town about 60 or 80 miles west of Chicago. As a suburbanite of Chicago, like Nick Fuentes, like Charlie Kirk, like Kanye West, I gotta say that like when you see corruption constantly embedded in your situation and this exacerbated race-baited politics as like some kind of fucking way to fix it, it changes you. Like the fact that I, as well as Nick, as well as Charlie, and I want to put it in there, as well as Kanye West, all lived under this weird democratic rule where we all had families that were broke as fuck, fought for every dollar that they earned, and then had 30 to 40% of it taken away in taxes. And those taxes only benefited like subway systems and public buses that did not benefit our families at all. And so that happened. That's reality. That's real. Is that like, you want to know why every one of these motherfuckers comes out of Chicago, and the reason that I continue to attach Kanye's name to it as well is because, like, this isn't a black or white issue. This is a fucking broke issue. And you grow up in a broke suburb of a extremely corrupt Democratic city where the Democratic city literally steals from you and your family every fucking year. And then they turn around and they try to tell you that this is how you should vote. This is how you should feel. And you go away to college and you try to learn to hate your family and learn to hate your ideals, only to wake up after a fucking national pandemic and go, wait a minute. I never get ahead in this fucking world. In this fucking thing that they've built. I don't ever win. We don't ever win. People like me, people that I care about, my family, my girlfriend, my friends, don't win in this system. We instead completely lose sight of our entire psyche, our entire apparatus, our entire soul, to try to accommodate to our liberal friends that we met in college to be cool. Charlie Kirk was the embodiment of the anti-culture of that, okay? So if you don't like that, like, yeah, it was a Jerry Springer show and he selectively picked the audience for the debate. Yeah, he had his own controversial views on certain things. But you don't shoot Jerry Springer in the fucking face. And you don't shoot Charlie Kirk in the fucking face either, people. You fucking live. You live with these fucking goddamn people. Let's see, what else we got here? This is what I was talking about. So if you can see this one here, this is where it looks like it's no longer a netted hat. And they're playing this. This is actually getting more material than the actual photos. And they're claiming that this man in a viral video of Charlie Kirk's is actually the shooter.
I'm not being retarded as a joke. I'm being retarded as a lifestyle. I live it.
What's next? Are they gonna kill Asmongold? As that's what's next? He's being retarded.
His drug counselor at the time told me, is there any way that you can make it less potent?
Respectfully, who gives a shit about Mexican food? Sure, it tastes good, but every dish is the exact same.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Thing is a taco.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Different things. It's bullshit. If I serve
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
upside down, it's still a burger. Okay,
It's still a what?
it doesn't become a salad. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Someone else has had to have picked up on this as well.
I can't believe RFK. I would get some wild shit.
If these people ever get power over us, these people that celebrate, they sell t-shirts, they steal hats. When a man is lying dead, they will hurt you. They will hurt your children, and they will destroy everything that is sacred to us, everything that we love, and they will do it with a smile. They're already doing it. They have done it. They're telling on themselves. All their cutesy language, their word games, their sarcasm, their irony, it is dripping with malevolence, dripping with contempt and malice. And if these people ever win, we will all suffer the same fate as Charlie Kirk. They have to be defeated, utterly and fundamentally. Now, this is not a call to violence. Taking up arms against these people, what will that do? It will invite more of it. The Satanists, the devil worshippers, the malevolent people that do these things, in part, they do it to stoke resentment, to stoke conflict. They take the things that we love away from us so that we will abandon God, so that we will become like them. Whether they know it or not, that is why they do it. That is why they are impelled to do it by spiritual, supernatural forces. I believe that. Do not mistake what I mean by defeat them. This is not a call for...
I think I'm going to just like pull up my fucking reels, guys. I'm pull up my reels and we're just going to go to hell on the reels. Have a good night, everybody. I don't know. I might do like 5 minutes of this if I can't figure it out, or I might do like 2 hours of this. But I've said enough of my piece. I feel fucking weird. I feel weird. It's a weird time. We're living in the 1960s, people. We really are. You're assassinated for your beliefs. The Prime Minister of Japan was killed. They burned the state capital in Nepal. Indonesia is revolting against this government, and it's the fourth largest nation in the world. Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And the world is already ready for the Civil War. And we don't even know who killed him. We can't even rule out a foreign adversary. And we are so ready to take each other's throats. It is absolutely insane. Find joy, find love, find laughter in something. Because, fuck, man, life is about fucked at this point. I'm going to cut the lights on this stream. I'm going to try to get a focused detail on my reels so that I can show you guys kind of my algo and we can go through it together. And maybe that'll be fun. I don't know. We'll see. See if we can make it happen. But the next 10 to 15 minutes are going to be me just kind of wandering around this room, seeing if I can cut the lights out, make some sort of artistic response to watching reels in real time with y'all as we continue to mourn the loss of a thought leader of the 21st century. Someone said earlier on my stream, they were like, I can't believe Megyn Kelly said that Charlie Kirk is like MLK. Because Charlie Kirk is more like the leader of the Mormon Church, Joseph Smith. And I explained to that individual that, like, if you are saying that Charlie Kirk is a martyr and the builder of the largest sect of Christianity in the Western Hemisphere to ever exist and got shot with a Bible in the second story of his own home in defense of his own religion, his own religious sect, then yeah, I guess he is like Joseph Smith. And to be honest, if you want me to dismiss MLK, I can. I can start talking about how he's a wife beater and he was a this and he was a that. In reality, Charlie Kirk and MLK did have a lot in common. And before I try to do this cinematic weird thing, I am going to show you guys this one because I want to make sure that you guys see it, which is George Carlin speaking on assassinations.
Assassination.
So, with that said, I'm going to drop my mic now. I'm going to try to set up some weird thing on this desk here where I can just kind of scroll through some stuff and show you guys my right-wing algorithm. Because right now we need to feed our right-wing side of the brain. Especially us independents, us unbiased people left. It's tough. Seeing Jordan as my lawyer, seeing that lady draw the line and say, like, if you're hard left, you're hard right, you should get the fuck out of my stream. And she is like a very welcoming individual. Like, it's true. We don't have any tolerance left as people that actually entertain you with all of this bullshit to deal with these fucking morons on the left and the right. there's no Pizzagate, and Donald Trump didn't die last week, okay? Neither are real. Let's live in reality. Let's live to make a better tomorrow. And I'm going to try to spin this camera around, and we're going to try to make a little live stream that you guys can watch of some right-wing, crazy, radical Instagram content that YouTube's shorts content would never give you. I'll log off. Either this works or it doesn't. I'm gonna log off either way. But this was a great stream, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, for chatting with me. Again, we have no idea who the fuck killed this man. And that's the number one question that should be on everyone's mind. Jumped off a building, he ran away, dropped a fucking rifle, transgender ideologies. I don't know. Find out tomorrow more, but today we find out nothing. And let's have some fun with some reels. Let's go.